Catching up with Ice on Forward, Mike Hardman ahead of a busy week for your IceHogs. Wednesday against the Iowa Wild, and Friday and Saturday, the Milwaukee Admirals and Chicago Wolves await more Central Division foes. And Mr. Hardman, I would love to just kind of dive into your last couple of weeks here. You've been one of a couple different IceHogs that have spent time with Rockford, spent time with Chicago, and juggling everything in between and making sure the toll passes still work. But for you, 2 goals and an assist over your last 3 games in an IceHog uniform. How have you been able to manage the workload, the travel load, the all the aboves, and behind the scenes with so much change going on around you?
I think it's been awesome. I think coming down here and playing a lot of minutes and having fun with it. We've been winning some games and going up there. And I think it's been a great experience for me. I think playing at the NHL and AHL level, and I've been happy with how I've been playing down here, and just got to keep it going here, and hopefully we can get some more W's.
I'm glad you brought up the minutes, because that was something I asked Coach Sorensen just a moment ago. And I think the last time we talked with you, we brought it up also. You're averaging about 22 minutes a game with the Rockford IceHogs at the moment, where it's 5-9 with Chicago. How tough is it for you to juggle different roles, different situations when you get all this ice time in Rockford, but limited, with your time in Chicago? I'd imagine it's hitting the gas pedal in one moment and then maybe pumping the brakes in others. How have you been able to juggle that type of workload?
I think that's the hardest part is, when you're down here, you're playing a lot of minutes and, you're getting into the game, and then up there, there's times where you're not playing special teams, and, it could be a game where it's, a lot of penalties, a lot of power plays in a certain period. So it's tough to juggle that around, but, that's why it's the best league in the world. It's really hard to get into a game and be a difference maker. So, but no, I think it's been awesome to come down here and play with really good players and play on the power play, penalty kill, and 4-4, and even in overtime last game and in the penalty and shootout. So, it's been awesome, and I think it's probably the best thing for my career right now is just to come down here and play a ton of minutes. And
with that being said, too, how much of a factor, is it just being patient with the entire process as well? I know you see guys maybe get 1 or 2 games here or there, and then they shoot them right up to the National Hockey League, or vice versa. They get a couple games in the NHL, and then they spend the year in the American Hockey League. How much of that of a process and practicing patience and using the ice time to your full advantage has helped you along, especially this year, your first full rookie campaign?
No, I mean, I've gone through it throughout my career. I think there's been a lot of ups and downs, and I played 2 years of junior hockey before I went to college, and I think it was a little bit shocked for me to play a second year, and I ended up doing it. And I think it was the best thing for myself is to play a second year junior, just to get a lot of confidence, to have a lot of puck touches, and score some goals and all that stuff. So, and going into college, I think it was more prepared because I've played the second year of juniors, where if I played 1 year, I think I would have struggled my freshman year. So, I mean, I think it's all in the process here, just, coming down here, playing a lot of minutes and getting a lot of puck touches. So, no, I think I've said this before, I don't think it's a failure coming down here. I think it's good for everyone to, get some games down here. And I've a lot of friends, guys like Matt Boldy and Alex Newhook, they played some games down here, and now they're, doing really well in the NHL. So, I think it's great for everyone's career to get some games down here.
Well, it's great. As you mentioned with your friends, you've had that experience at different levels too, but you also got a lot of teammates in the room that are kind of in similar situations where, you get plenty of ice time, all the situations you could possibly handle with the Rockford IceHogs, but also getting those call-ups here and there, whether it's the taxi squad or the active roster with the Chicago Blackhawks. How much do you talk with your own teammates and kind of divulge some of those trade secrets just to keep everybody at their best? Because, the phone call has come for you, it's come for others, and you never know when it might come again.
Yeah, I think I know. Like last week, I got the call on Thursday before the Friday game versus Texas. So, no, I mean, you really never know when it's going to come, and when it does come, and I think you're really excited because that's your goal, is to be up there and play well in the NHL. But I don't think there's much talk going around the locker room. I think it's more just everyone's trying to get better down here and be a difference maker in the NHL. So when they do go up, they can be a difference maker in the NHL.
Well, looking at the task at hand, you got the Iowa Wild coming into town to close out a nice homestand for the IceHogs. That'll be on Wednesday. And then you go out on the road for the first time since the beginning of January against Milwaukee and Chicago. More Central Division opponents and points up for grabs, but focusing in on Iowa. You just saw Texas, which was a pretty rowdy bunch. I know on Saturday it was a little bit more calm than what we saw on Friday comparatively, but Iowa leads the American Hockey League in average penalty minutes per game. I'd imagine this is a team that's going to try and get underneath everybody's skin. You're a player that plays with a little bit of an edge, a little bit of sandpaper as well. How much of that emotion and that physicality will come to be, do you expect against the Wild tomorrow?
No, yeah, I've never played against the Wild before, so it'll be a great game. And I heard they're pretty chippy, pretty physical, and but I've also heard they have a lot of skill and some really good players. So I'm excited. I think those are the games that make you get a lot of excitement between the group here. And I think we have a couple good games with a lot of good players. So I mean, I think it should be a really good weekend of hockey, and it should be awesome. I know they have a couple guys that have been going up and down as well. So I mean, it should be a good weekend.
2-3 on this homestand so far, and then you're taking on a Wild team that's right there neck and neck with you in terms of Central Division standings points. I know we're a couple of games away from hitting the official halfway point of the season, but how much of that is motivating factors going into a matchup like Wednesday, where you're closing out a homestand in your building, and you might not be home for a little while, and against a team that's just as hungry, if not more, than you are?
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing we're talking about right now is just getting points for our group, because we ultimately want to make the playoffs and want to make a run here at the end of the year. So all these games coming up here are so important. So just getting the full 2 points is really important for our group here if we want to make a run at the end of the season.